YouTubers, today we're going to change the transmission cooler on my 2002 Dodge Grand Caravan. I'm going to show you everything you need to do, including parts and tools. Don't forget to check the comments or the show more block below so that you can get more tips and stuff and things like that. There's also probably some links down there too. The reason I'm doing this is not because mine is bad or is leaking or is falling apart, but because I changed the transmission in it. Before I run the car, I have to change that transmission cooler. So I thought I'd show you guys how to do that. So let's get to it. Here's the tools you'll need so far. That's a Phillips screwdriver number 2, a pair of side cutters or dikes, a 3-inch drive extension, number 8 socket, a 3/8 drive Stuby ratchet, and a 10mm socket, or an optional tool is the 10mm combination wrench. Probably need some more tools a little bit later, and I'll get to those. Alright, one of the things we need to do is remove both headlights, and there's 3 bolts and a couple of connectors on the back to hold it in. Also, we'll have to remove these. These are 8mm, and this is the 10mm. This part will have to come off, but it's attached to this, so you don't, it's attached to the front bumper cap, so you don't even have to remove it. You just leave this on here, leave those screws in all the way over, and not worry about it. So let's get these off first. Alright, we got them loosened up. You might need a little bucket to put the screws in. And I pre-loosened these for the video for you guys so you don't have to sit and watch all of it. This one's a 10, but it's only because I couldn't find one and I threw a 10 in there. Alright, next thing you do is you just grab this and you pull it out and you disconnect those 2 connectors on the back. And the way you do that is you just twist them. For you guys that need to change your headlights, this tab comes up right here and then you pull back. Alright, use 2 fingers to lift up both sides at once, and then you can, I'm trying to do this so you can see it too, but basically lift up and then pull back and the whole thing will come off. Here we go, it comes off. Now this whole light assembly, you can just put it in your vehicle in the back. And repeat the process for the other light over here. Alright, you can use 2 fingers and your hand to walk it out like that. Okay, after you get the headlights out, there's an 8mm nut right here. Just go in there and take that one out. You can either use a ratchet with a small extension or something, but just take that one off. And there's one on the other side, so we have to do that one too. Other thing is on the bottom, you'll have some screws right here you need to remove. Alright, we'll get these out. Okay, there we go, get those out. Okay, repeat the process on the other side. Don't forget to do your 8mm up here too as well. Alright, leave these ones in for now to hold the bumper cap on, and then we'll go down and get the bottom. Alright, next thing we need to do is remove all these little plastic clips here. And I find that a pair of dikes, or side cutters, depending on what you want to call them, just kind of go like this and wiggle them. Don't squeeze too hard or you'll actually snap them off. Alright, after you get it started, sometimes they're a little pain in the butt to get out, so just work a pair of needle nose in there and grab them like that. So let's get the rest of them out. Alright, got them all out. Alright, now that you have these screws out right here, there's also an 8mm sheet metal screw up in there, so you got to pull that out. A little 8mm socket and a ratchet wrench, and just get up on it, or even a 8mm nut driver will work. Now that we've got the screws out of the side and the bottom off, now it's time to separate this. There's actually a little guide pin down here, so you need to pull down on this while you're doing it and get that guide pin out. See it right there? And then you can pull this way with it and it'll pop off more. Now let's go ahead and get after this. Pull this down and then pull forward. Now the bumper cap should be just hanging by these. Had I left this one in, it would be. So I got to go find that bolt that went down there somewhere. But okay, so let's get this. Put your body up against this and finish getting this one off. All right, let's finish this off. There we go. All right, now all you have to do is just grab it by this and wiggle it, and there it is. Bumper cap is off. Piece of cake. All right, here's the part number you're going to need if you use a Dorman. There's other part numbers that'll also work on this by other manufacturers or whatever. I got mine off of Amazon. I went Prime, so I got it in 2 days, which was great. eBay's got some good deals too. There's some other really good guys out there, Parts Geeks. I mean, a whole bunch of guys. So I'll do a little bit of research, and I'll put these part numbers down in the show more or description block below. So make sure and check that out, like I said, to get some more information that might help you out. All right, now that we got the bumper cap off, we're going to go ahead and remove some bolts here and some brackets. This is your condenser for your AC system. The cooler is right down in there. That's what we're going after. And this is your radiator right here. This is your radiator upper support cap. You don't have to remove this when doing the radiator. You just have to pull the bumper cap and these right here. Obviously your hoses too. But so the other thing we'll do is we'll probably remove these hose clamps right here. We'll be getting out 4 bolts along with these ones over here. There's one there. That one's a real booger to get to, especially if you don't have like a ratchet combination wrench. That one's not too bad. You don't have to pull this off. It'll just lift up like this and then you can get it out. All right, here we are. I'm just going to use my my combination ratchet wrench by DeWalt. I love these things. They are very awesome. Anyways, let's get to them. These are 10 millimeter, by the way. All of them. All right, I got these ones up here. Got the bottom one down here started. It's easy to get to. You can get to those with ratchets. All right, let's get this middle one out here. Anyways, let's set my tool up here. Get this out. I'm just going to throw them in there. It's a nice little shelf. Get these out by hand. Loosen these ones up. The bottom one is just a pinhole, so we're going to go ahead and pull this out too. Right, this one you want to loosen it up, but don't take it all the way out because you don't want it to fall. And you still want to get these off right here. All right, to get the clamps, just get a large pair of pliers and hook onto them. There we go. All right, for this one, I just came in from the bottom down here. There we go. That works. Now we're going to have to break these free. And typically you can just grab them and twist them like this. And they should come free. Haven't done the one down here yet. It seems to be a little more. There it goes. Alright, so let's get those off of there. Alright, to get the hose off, just grab your hand here. Use your other hand, left hand, and just grab that and start twisting it. And it'll start to come off just like that, fairly easily. Ah, crap, mechanic fail. When I pulled the top up here, it allowed air in the line to drain right down into my driveway. So I'm going to put a rag on that and let it drip on that, and then use some kitty litter on that later to clean it up. Okay, for the bottom one down here, boy, that one is a little more difficult to get out. So what I did is I used my pliers. I got on here and started prying out like this. But be careful of this. This is just fiberglass. So you can either put a piece of board there, and I didn't. I just chose to be a little more careful with it. Wiggle it, and then move it a little bit. Wiggle it. Move it a little bit, and eventually it'll come off. If this gets in your way, just go ahead and disconnect it here. Just don't forget to put it back on though. Alright, just about got this bottom one off here. Okay, I got them off. Little side note, if you're doing yours and these are not soft and pliable, then change them. Otherwise, probably within a few years they'll crack and they'll start leaking. Now let's get this other side done now. Okay, now we're going to go after the lower transmission cooler bolt. This one is particularly difficult to get to because of the bumper bracket right here and everything. So anyways, that's where a real combination ratchet wrench comes in extremely helpful. Then we're gonna loosen this one up here. Right up here. Same thing with this one here. This one You don't have to take out, just loosen it up. Because all we're going to do is we're going to pull this cap off right here, and then we're going to pivot this so we can get the transmission cooler out. So let me finish getting these off of here, and then I'll show you what I'm doing next. Alright, now that we got that one out, we're going to go ahead and go down here, and we're going to get the lower condenser bolt loose. We're not going to take it out, we're just going to loosen it up. Alright, we got that loose. As you can see, it's almost out, but we don't want it out because we don't want this dropping. We got this one out, we got this one loose, so now we're gonna take this one out right here, and I've already loosened it up. When I take this one out, this will probably drop over here, but that's okay. All right, I got this bolt loose. Let's see if we can't get it off now. That transmission cooler may drop a little bit, and it did. All right, let's go get the other one out. All right, I got an assistant to do the camera for me while I get this one off. There we go. Now I should be able to wiggle this up and out. Oh, I forgot there's a broken bracket. These things like to break. So there we go. There we are. Okay, we got it out.